I got into building PCs when I was a kid. I moved on to building gaming PCs from watching YouTube videos and seeing other creators make cool custom computers. So it was cool to like watch the process and then be involved in all the steps in, you know, learning to film and learning how to use certain machinery and doing custom work to getting to making PCs professionally for a living. I've always had like a curiosity on how things work. So even as a kid, I was that type of kid who like, every time you got a new electronic, I would take it apart. And it got me into a lot of trouble because most of the time I wouldn't be able to put it back together the same way I took it apart. But eventually I got really good at taking things apart and putting them back together again. I think GIGABYTE really like thinks about the way they design their products, right? So there's certain things like graphics cards, for example, the previous generation Extreme, the current generation Master, where they have the screen on it. And there's, off the top of my head, there's only one other company that puts screens on their GPUs, and they're not readily available in the US. So I think when it comes to adding an extra touch of customization to a build, these little details really add up and count towards personalizing your own custom computer. I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna use this screen quite yet, but it's a really, wow, this is huge. Look how big this graphics card is. There's the screen, look at that. But yeah, this thing is massive. This has to be like 30% bigger than the 3080 Master, or I think it was the Extreme actually, but yeah, this is huge.
Cell, and then size and
16 mil in silver or nickel. In my opinion, they're the most reliable place to get PC parts from quickly, and I was in a major rush to get this project done.
all right here. And I might have some that are not put away over in the case room, but which ones?
You guys only have one in stock, which is this one, right?
Those are...
So with PPCS being 45 minutes from my house, I just drove over there, and Hank was on another Spotlight episode. So I met up with Hank. We got some parts, you know, hammered out really quickly. I showed up like 20 minutes before they closed for the day, and I was able to grab like everything I needed for this build. I wanted to have everything in natural gray color for some uniformity in the color scheme of the case. So I want to do some like neutral grays, some like light silver cables, and keep everything neutral so I can do like a pop color somewhere in the final design so the color stands out against the neutral color. But I don't paint as often as I used to, so it's not as important. Yeah, there's a lot of dust getting on this even right now as I'm wiping it, but that's why I use tack cloth, because after all the oils and stuff are off. So I have this like fascination with how things actually work. So when I see somebody who changes the appearance of something, whether it's with paint or vinyl, I want to know how to do that thing. And that translates over to PCs really well because there's an endless amount of customization that you can do to an actual PC. The adhesion code. You can see the metallic in the paint. But in the PC industry, it's extremely important to work with brands that you trust, that you believe in their products. And I think this PC was a really good example of working with a brand whose products you trust. When I first got into PC building, I was building with GIGABYTE stuff from the beginning because I've always liked how their products look, how they're designed. I like the fundamental basics of what their product is. So I'm gonna use this PC for probably editing and a little bit of gaming. Probably more on the editing side, but I'm excited for this build. So this is the Intel Core i9-13900K, which is the unlocked, overclockable variant. So that's cool. I'm not gonna overclock it, but it's good to have features that you don't need, right? This is the GIGABYTE AORUS Z790 Master. And I'm actually really excited to use this motherboard because I have used the last 3 generations of AORUS Masters, so I'm really familiar with the motherboard and the platform and GIGABYTE software. Found out that I was doing a project for GIGABYTE and it was going to be a Spotlight episode. I wanted to do a build that was really special. I wanted to do something that was just a little bit different, with a lighter, more neutral color scheme. And somebody who really showed interest in being involved in the Spotlight was Eric from Yulebeast. He was on a previous Spotlight episode, and he told me he had a one-of-a-kind PC case that would be perfect for this kind of thing. GIGABYTE PCIe Gen 5 compliant 1000 watt UD Ultra Durable. Let's find out about that. GIGABYTE power supply. Looking at the top camera. Show it to that camera. Can't touch that. The biggest motivator to getting me into building PCs was a friend, right? So he called me on the phone one day and he was like, "Hey dude, can you build me a gaming PC?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it can't be that hard." So I watched a couple YouTube videos and I sat down, I ordered some parts on Amazon, and I built my first computer. And he really liked that computer and he was like, "Hey, I want you to build me the same one." So I was like, "Okay, cool, let's do it." We've got an RGB splitter. So it was a hobby for a while until I had this idea to like, maybe I should post my PCs on like Facebook Marketplace and on, you know, PC forums on Facebook and just try to see what other people are doing, how I can improve on what I'm doing, and try to just do a better job at building PCs. So as I kept building PCs, I was getting better. I started investing in camera equipment and taking pictures and posting better quality photo and video on the internet for other people to see and appreciate. That first video did pretty well, and I kept making more videos, more customized. I was getting better at video editing, I was getting better at building PCs, and I just kept going, and I haven't looked back. Anything could be inspiration. My name is Tristin, and I build PCs for the Designs by IFR YouTube channel.